builders, parents, and collectors. On this episode of the Creation Evaluation Station, we're going to be evaluating a polybag. Now, it's already put together, so I no longer have it in the bag, but this is the instruction booklet here. It is Iron Man and Dum-e, his robot. So if you're not familiar with my channel here, I do in-depth reviews of models and construction kits, mostly Lego, but other products as well. I also do reviews and discussions of other creative works such as movies, video games, and animation. Because these are in-depth reviews, they can be on the long side, although this one is only a polybag, so it shouldn't be too bad. But they can be on the long side, so make sure you're using timestamps down here on the red bar or down in the description to help you navigate and see what you want to see the most, or as bookmarks to come back to at a later date. This one is not going to have a lot because this is a polybag that's already put together, so I can't do the parts. Although it's a small enough set, you'll easily see what parts are in it. But there's also no parts list in the instruction booklets with these as well. So, moving on to the details, the set number 30452. It's for ages 6 and up and has 38 pieces. It probably retailed for around $5, given polybags, and was released in March of 2019. So yeah, it's a cute little set. I've already put it together. It's really fun. I got it mostly because I love the robots in the movie. I think I got this is from the Endgame wave, and he's got his time travel suit on in this, but I don't think I have any more from this wave. So let's head to the light box and take a closer look. Here's our two parts to this set: Iron Man and Dum-e. Let's look at Iron Man here first. Pretty neat here. We got he's flying with his rockets, and I think he's trying to test out hovering. Rocket blasting off one point to another is really good, but sometimes you just want to hover there. This might be what he's working on, but he's here in his Endgame costume, where they were all wearing white. So take that helmet off. It's a one-piece helmet. You've got Tony there with his blue face, where the thing's mirrored onto it, and then he's got a second face on the back, just his normal face. Let's take his head off. You can see the print on his back better, because there is a print back there, but with his backpack you don't really see it very well. So there's that. It's again the front, full body. Even the toes are painted. Too bad. They need to start doing leg printing on the sides. Well, we do arm printing on the sides, although this one does not have it. But yeah, it all looks pretty good. Got his A for Avengers there. This is his backpack thruster, I guess. But then they have this attached to it, which makes it look like he's in the air with the transparency. Yeah, there he is. Now let's go look at his Dum-e robot, which is really cute. I like it. Now, it has rotating wheels, but it doesn't actually roll on. You're actually sliding across the ground, because these wheels don't actually extend out any much further than the pieces on the bottom here. Now we got hinges all over the place. Hinge there, and then another hinge here, and you can even rotate it on that axis right there, so the wheels are kind of rotated as well, and you can get it kind of in different poses. Now certain ones like this, the piece sticks out of the bottom, so you're limited in movement that way. But all these hinges give this a great amount of character. Like, oh, he's kind of sad, he's depressed, he's screwed up. Oh, he's alert. He's ready to go. He's all action. Of course, sometimes you just need to move to get to a certain area to to do his work. Oops. Yes, now the joints are a little on the weak side because they're just some. I like the use, you know, that joint that just popped out there is just a stud, one stud being used as a joint, which is perfectly fine. It's using the tube inside a tube system to create a joint. It works. Then you got clips there, and then of course a Technic pin in there that these rotate on. So that's it. There's not much to this set, but what you get, I think, is really cute. And you get this nice Iron Man figure. Fairly cheap and inexpensive. I don't know what other sets he was in, but they were most likely larger ones. There was, I think, one with their ship. Obviously, if it was the ship, it was very expensive. I don't know. I don't remember what all was in that line. I'm gonna have to look it up. But yeah, that's what we got here. This one, I do like the little dots here in clear blue being used as his hand thrusters, balancers, I guess you would call them. That's kind of cool. I'm amazed they did this in a chrome silver. That really was not necessary. But let's go head back to the desk and give this a quick final evaluation. It's time for my final thoughts, but before I get into that and my final evaluation, I did a little bit of research and on the wave that this guy came from, although whether the polybag came out exactly the same time as the wave is questionable, because polybags have totally different release schedules. But this is sort of a unique figure in that it is the only Iron Man figure that has the white suit. That being said, there's no real specialized pieces because Iron Man did show up in the kind of final battle confrontation, the Marvel Compound Battle. He was in that one. He just did not have the white suit. But the white suit is also in many of the sets that the different characters are wearing. So it's kind of a unique combination, but not really getting unique parts with that. Although it is the cheapest way to get Iron Man from that movie, considering the compound set battle was, I think, the most expensive set in that wave. So overall, my thoughts. This is a neat little fun set with some unique elements, but I liked it for certain reasons. But I don't see everybody enjoying this set because there really isn't a lot going on here with this. I mean, the build for the little robot is clever, nice use of joints, and even created joints with the those stud joint, I guess we'll call it. But there's not a lot of unique parts in here. There are a few, you know, you got all these clear parts here, which a lot of people like clear parts to do different things with. If you need to build your own stand, this is definitely a good place to get one. Of course, getting this set now is kind of a moot point. It's probably going to be awfully hard to find. But, and then you have the nice light blue flames that are, I think, fairly unique. I think came out in some of the Batman sets that they had for the Batmobile. It had a blue flame, but it might not have been that shade of blue. But other than that, there's not a lot here going on, so and it's not a really complicated build. I mean, small sets aren't, but I say this one's really simplified. A lot of the budget goes into the Iron Man figure anyway, so you're going to not have a lot going on with this. So that's my overall thoughts. I liked it, but I know other people who might not like it. And with that, that's gonna reflect on the grade as well. So my final evaluation grade is I'm going to give this a 9. It looks great. It's got some unique elements to it, but it's definitely not for everybody, especially if they're not a fan of the Avengers or the Marvel movies and Iron Man and stuff like that. You may see this and say, there's nothing here that really interests me, and that's fine. But that's why I kind of gave it a lower scale score. And not that the 9 is terrible by any means, but yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Its final value is a 9. Now it's a poly bag, and oh, how many pieces did it have? I didn't do the math, but yeah, so it was around $4.99, $5, and 38 pieces. I think that's almost 10-11 cents per piece. So this one is a little bit more on the expensive side for a poly bag. Probably partially the Marvel licensing and stuff like that. I'm not going to give it a grade for that, but just a little discussion on that. Now, I also wanted to say, this is not going to be the last time we visit this wave. I do have the Ultimate Quinjet and also Captain America Outrider Attack. So we'll be covering those. Now, I'm not doing the Marvel sets or even the Batman DC stuff in any particular order or any particular wave. They're just going to be kind of mishmashed in between my Ninjago stuff. Because, for the most part, I don't really have any whole wave of those. Although there's a possibility I might have almost a complete Lego Batman movie wave. I'm not sure about that. There were 2 waves and I can't remember what was in what. I will, as I get closer to that, we'll figure that one out. But I did this because it was already open and assembled, and I wanted to get all those done because they're going to get buried behind other ones that I'm going to be doing, because they're going to be placed in the same location, and especially a small one like this will get buried pretty quick. Same thing with the Batman ones. I have one more Batman one that I've already assembled that I got to do a review of, which will be next week's review. But yeah, we'll be bouncing back between Marvel and DC, and it's going to be kind of random which ones I do. I'm also trying to balance out the sizes of the sets for each week, so I'm not getting if I do a whole bunch of large sets, I'm usually killing myself trying to get all the videos done. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please hit that like button, and if you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, but also go down into the description down below and follow me on Facebook or Twitter. The links are there. I will update you on when I release my videos much faster there than on YouTube, unless things change on YouTube, which would be great. I'll still post things there as well. And there's also a link to Patreon if you want to check that out as well. Not much there. Things are still growing here. Anything you do will help it grow. And money is not necessary. Just watch the video, and liking, subscribing, and doing all those wonderful YouTube things will help me out greatly, and I greatly appreciate it. So that's it for me here at the Creation Evaluation Station, reminding you that creativity is key.